You do have Black ancestry. Your family story was true.
Wow. That gives me chills.
Actor Ty Burrell told me something that none of my white guests had ever told me before. He said that when he was a teenager, he had heard a family rumor that his great-grandfather, a man named George Weeks, was Black. I'm fascinated as a student of African-American history. So you come home one day and your parents got something we have to talk about. Yeah. And you go, oh my God, they're getting a divorce. Tell me what happened.
Well, it wasn't a somber thing. My mom was like, we just found out some pretty cool stuff.
To see if this rumor was true, we turned to the paper trail. In the 1930 census for Oregon, we saw that George was listed as white, which didn't surprise us, because family stories are often wrong. But moving back one decade to the 1920 census, we saw George's race described in a very different way.
Weeks, George, Mu.
Do you know what MU?
Mulatto?
Mulatto.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Ty Burrell, talk about a modern family, brother. Yeah. Sent here by Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, to welcome you. Welcome you
Thank you so much.
The term mulatto strongly suggested that George had African ancestry. And digging deeper, we found that he was actually listed in the 1900 census as a Black man, which means that between 1900 and 1930, George's identity underwent a transformation from Black to mulatto to white. And something else caught my attention as well, George's home state. In 1900, while more than 400,000 people lived in Oregon, only about 1,000 of them were African American. That's less than 0.5%. So what was Ty Burrell's Black great-grandfather doing in white rural Oregon?
It's hard to even imagine what that would be like for them. There were no Black people there.
None.
Zero.
Right.
No, zero.
Yeah, that's true. It's like they got lost. Yeah. Harlem is 3,000 miles go east. To understand how the Weeks family ended up in Oregon, we focused on George's mother, Susanna Weeks. Records show that in 1840, Susanna was a free person of color, living in slaveholding Tennessee, and that over the next 20 years, she traveled more than 2,500 miles, essentially crossing the country to arrive in Oregon, where she applied for a homestead grant.
The claim of Susan Weeks has been established and duly consummated in uniformity to law for the 160 acres. She did that? That's insane.
Susanna became the legal owner of that land.
That is badass.
And there she is. Have you ever seen that?
I've never seen that. She looks tough. I'm just in complete admiration. I wish I could say I related to the toughness.
That's how your family got to Oregon.
I have a hard time going for a long walk in the cold. What happened?
You took after the white side.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. That is truly incredible.
You come from a fascinating background.
Makes me proud. Yeah.
Discovering our ancestors can change our lives, helping us to understand more fully who we are, where we came from, and how we're all connected to a much larger world. To see more incredible family history stories, click here. And thank you for watching.